Hey guys, this is going to be another quick Linux command video. Check the link in the description for more info and for copy and paste examples. The Linux tree command shows the contents of a directory as a tree. So this command is really useful and it's one of my favorite commands. You'll probably have to install this because it usually isn't installed by default on most distros. So anyways, here the command is so here I'm going to show you the command to install on Debian or Ubuntu. So you would run sudo apt install, whoops, install tree. So just install the package named tree. So sudo apt install tree, and if you don't have sudo set up, just become root and run apt install tree. So that will install this. I've already installed this on this system, but that's how you would do it if you wanted to install it. So I'm running this on a Debian system right now. So first thing I'm going to show you is that if you type a tree-a on a directory, the directory is test1, it is going to give you output that looks like this. And see how it has these nice lines that form a tree structure? Well, you can also remove the A and it's going to look like this. It uses a different character set. It still draws out the lines, some nice output, but it's just not as pretty. Some people prefer this, but it's doing this by default. Now, when I installed this on Ubuntu, I did not need the -a. If I ran this command, just tree in the directory name, it would give me output that looks like this. On Debian, for whatever reason, I needed capital A. Now that might be because of the version of the command. I haven't looked into why this is the case, but yeah, I think versions that I've installed on Ubuntu might have been slightly older than this version that I installed on Debian. Um, just based on the versions of Ubuntu that I was using at the time. In any case, I've not looked into why that is, but just worth being aware. -a will make it look what I think that's nice looking output. So anyways, you can also run tree just without passing anything, and it's going to do the current directory. A whole lot more stuff in my home directory here. It basically shows you the structure of all these directories in a nice basically as a tree. It's really nice. So you can say like tree and specify a directory like Etsy, and I think I'm just going to use -a all the time now. And look at that, it looks a whole lot nicer. And it's a whole lot easier to see how things are laid out and what the directory structure looks like. If it's a huge directory like this, with a lot of subdirectories and files, it can be a little bit messy and almost not worth using the tree command. But there are options where you can mitigate that and make it a little bit more manageable. So one thing you can do is limit it to the levels of depth. So you can say -L and 2 for only 2 levels deep. And there's still a lot of stuff in the Etsy directory, but that's going to limit it to only going 2 levels deep. So a little bit less nesting here, still a lot of files. But yeah, you can limit the, let's just try it in my home directory, tree-a, and let's try limiting it, -L2, and yeah, still a lot of stuff. There wasn't that much in my home directory anyways. But yeah, that's one thing you can do to limit the amount of output if you don't want to have too many levels deep. Yeah, you can limit that anyway. So, all right, print directories only. So if you only want to print directories, you can add a -d to it, and that's going to exclude all files and only print the directories. You can see the directory structure here. Now let's try removing that capital L2. So now we're going further than 2 levels deep, but only showing the directories. So that's kind of nice right there, and that could be useful depending on what your files look like and how it's laid out. So if you want the full path and no indentation lines, you can do a tree. You can do tree, let's say just tree like this, or you can say tree-if, and that's going to give you no indentation and the full paths relative to wherever you are, relative to your current directory. Like it'll give you the directory and the file within it, so the full path in that sense. And let's see here, you could say with just a -f, it gives you the full path, but it gives you the indentation and the tree structure there. All right, so the other thing you can do, yeah, so just a -I, and that's going to remove the indentation and not give you the full path, that's a little bit, that's kind of pointless. So if you're going to use a -I, combine it with an F to give you the full path, the full path relative to your current directory. So, but you could use an F by itself if you want to do that. You want the full path and still want that structure shown there. So, yeah, things to be aware of. Now, you can also say, if you want the sizes, now this is actually really useful. You can do, so you can say -S, -H, and --du, and I'll tell you what each of those do. But run that, and it's going to give you human readable sizes for each of the files and each of the directories. Now, the directories, it's going to be, it'll take everything within the directory and tell you the total size for all the files within a directory. So for each file, it's the size of the file. For each directory, it's the size of the contents within that directory totaled up. Now, so the S option is size of each file, and du shows the sizes for the directories. And let's see here, H is for human readable. So instead of just giving you the number of bytes or whatever, it'll tell you it in K, or if you have megs or gigs, it's going to show you an M or a G, right? So you could try this on, for example, let's say the bin directory, right? So you can see some different sizes there. Let's try this on like var log. So you can see some nice structures of where the logs are. So your Nginx logs, stuff like that. You can see things see things in sizes of megs. You can see this is in megs, right? So that's some useful, this is useful for finding what's using up your disk space. You can also use the du command, but this is an alternate way to do it, and it's a little bit more intuitive, and it's kind of nice. I really like how it just breaks things down like this. This just helps you view things in a really nice way, as long as you don't have too many files. And remember, you can also combine this with limiting like the numbers of levels deep you can go, and you can tell it to only show you directories, right? So for example, we showed you directories before, but you only want to print directories, add a -D, and you're only printing directories. So you can see our var log. You can see only the directories and how much disk space they're using. So that is kind of nice too. And we don't even need to limit how many levels deep we're going. And there are a few other options you can do. You can you can use pattern matching and stuff like that, and pruning and stuff like that. Some other options, check the link in the description for the other options and to copy and paste these commands. There's some other options, and if you want even more detail, check the man page or the info page. But yeah, all the most common stuff is what I went over in this video, just to kind of show you what you can do with this command and how very incredibly useful this command is. So yeah, one of my favorite commands, and this was kind of a video I was kind of looking forward to making. I wish there were more slick tricks I could show you that were worth showing you, but that's the important stuff. So that's basically it for the tree command for today. Definitely give this one a try and install it yourself. Remember, check the links in the description for more info. Hit the subscribe button for more useful content like this. We also have a ton of other more interesting content covering things like coding, hardware, software, servers, Raspberry Pis, 3D printing, and a whole lot more. Hopefully you found this useful. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys on that next video.